mostly go back to Conquest and Blood Money and Hotwire and Heist. These are the main ones people play. It's like give them better experiences on those modes. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Blood Money
So
on Chinatown is amazing because we use that corridor. We use that corridor for our Blood Money, our main Blood Money routes, and it's
Ooh.
insane.
that's what I liked about uh, you're making me reminisce now about Battlefield 3. I spent way too many hours in that game, but Bazaar was just good because sometimes you need a map that really forces you to play down certain avenues. I mean,
What
open
people
world,
like about Metro,
yeah.
even though that map gets
Oh
knocked
yeah.
sometimes for how crazy it gets, but the thing about that is sometimes you log into those big maps and you can't find engagements. You know?
Yeah, yeah, it really forces the focus of the battle into that fatal funnel right down the center, and you're going to live and die down there, which is really what I like sometimes. I mean, it's good to have a good blend of wide open maps, and then it's good to have those focused. I have to go this way. I know I'm going to go this way, and I know that I'm going to run into a firefight here, so I got to bring it. So that's definitely I'm looking forward to that. So we've got two maps now we've mentioned. So we've got two more, right? What else do we
Yeah, and
have?
and for reference, so I guess the other one that they talked about that's the big deal is Alcatraz, right? Alcatraz is awesome. It's right down the it's 30 minutes from here from the office.
Yep.
So that was really cool to get to make that map because we got to actually go on site and do a lot of like reference gathering more than we've gathered more reference for that thing than we've ever gathered for any map. Just insane, like way too much reference. I had to kick the artists out constantly because they were going way too far into detail. Because you go to a place like that, it's super cool, and then you're like, hey, by the way, it's your job to make that digitally, and people want to they want to do it proper. Uh, and that was a big one for me too. I love that island. I think it's super cool. I grew up in the Bay Area right here, and so I always, even driving over the bridges when you're going to the city, you see it all the time, and it's just, and you end up going like on field trips when you're a kid to visit and stuff. So I always wanted to make that map, and I actually made a terrible version of that map in Duke Nukem 3D when I was in high school. So I was super excited. And I didn't have to force anybody. I didn't have to force anybody to make that map. Everybody was on board. I'm just saying, like I was really
I
excited.
can't believe you brought that game up.
It's a great
It's
game.
yeah, I
That's what I
know.
cut my
You're
teeth
bringing
like
out
making
some
maps
old.
for that game. That's like the first game I made maps for. So that
Nice.
was like I wasn't a professional at the time, but I was an amateur. Uh, like we used to
Modder.
basically just hack and do what you call kit bashing, which is you just take
Yeah.
assets from other games, you bash them in and like make your own stuff. It looks awful. I was like big into like trying to make other games for some reason. I always wanted to make Star Wars games and other games.
Yeah.
So Duke Nukem 3D, I also did that in there. But anyway, Alcatraz. Yeah, sorry, we're off topic.
Yeah, I'd if I went to Alcatraz, I'd make a fool of myself. I'd be running around like reenacting The Rock or something. Like he's got green smoke and just
Yeah, you know that scene in The Rock it's like the famous scene, the gunfight in the showers, and the showers are all
yeah,
crazy
Yeah.
destruction.
yeah.
There's water spraying everywhere. So like that those aren't the showers are fake. Like they're not on Alcatraz.
Really.
They don't
Really?
that there's no yeah, they made that for the movie. Uh
Huh.
I mean they had showers there, but it's not anything like that room. It's just that's like a really cool combat looking room. Now of course
Oh,
we probably
that scene was complete BS. Anyways, you can't tell me that a squad of SEALs would get beaten by even with high ground. The Marines wouldn't have been able to take them. But I digress. Great
yeah, I
movie.
agree with you. I agree with you. They would smoke them because yeah. But anyway, uh
Yeah.
that scene is so iconic that we basically made our showers look like that. That's one of the one
Really,
places that we went like we were like, "Oh yeah, that's people need that, man.
that's
People need
awesome.
that." I
Oh,
tell you that we always have like an action movie. I forget what I told you for this one because I don't think I told you The Rock because it would have been too
No,
obvious.
I don't think he did either.
but you did
But
give
yeah.
you did drop Sean Connery,
Okay.
Nicolas Cage hint, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Right.
Matt Meadows saying Rock was fantastic because of yeah. Losers always whine about their best. Love that lines. I'm not gonna say the
Uh,
rest. I'm not gonna say the rest in case there's kids here. So, um, all right. Another question about it: are there going to be vehicles on that map?
On Alcatraz, no. Alcatraz is like an infantryman, and we had vehicles on. It was one of those ones like the size is weird. It's like a grow house or like maybe a bank. You know, like bank. It's hard to say because the footprint is bigger, but the amount of like there's a lot of open space on that island, and again, we wanted to get the like dimensions right and everything. We wanted to feel like you're really there, so we tried vehicles out on it. They didn't feel
It
good.
just
So we
didn't
took them
work
out.
out.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
but that's the only map in this pack that doesn't have vehicles, and that's pretty. I guess that's kind of standard for us, right? It's about I don't know. I guess we go back and forth the packs, but yeah, that's kind of it's our smallest map actually on this pack.
Okay, so very very infantry centric then.
Might be the same size as Grand Bazaar. I mean, yeah, it might be about that size. It's hard to say because it's
Kind
such a
of
different.
reminiscent of Operation Lockers, maybe.
Yeah, it's
Prison
hard.
references there. Two
You know, the
prisons.
prison references there.
half the people in this
The
room just
snow.
groaned when you said Operation Locker Room.
snow.
Well, I don't think so, though, man.
Uh,
People play the crap out of that map.
No, people play the crap out of Metro too, but you know, people like boosting stats as well, and those two maps are great for it. I mean, I'll admit I've played my share on both of them. I know people throw in Easter eggs. Are we going to find anything in Alcatraz that's a throwback to maybe The Rock or anything else?
Well, I told you just one. It was just we
Yeah.
kind of have
The
those showers.
showers. So the
But yeah,
showers.
no,
Basically.
there's some cool ones in there. There's some cool little things to find all
So we're
throughout the
gonna
pack.
we're gonna find a VX warhead hiding somewhere
I
in
don't.
there.
I've learned my lesson. I don't even talk about them anymore.
You don't even
It's
stop.
one little thing gets figured out.
Confirmed.
Easter eggs confirmed in Alcatraz.
Yeah, VX warhead
stuff.
confirmed.
For
Insta kill. All right.
stuff, but I'm not telling anybody anything.
So we've got one more map then. What else is
Cemetery. We haven't talked
Cemetery?
about the cemetery. Yeah.
All right.
It's a big cemetery. It supports vehicles. Did they put out a screenshot of that? I don't think they did. No.
I haven't seen it. I know. Well, everybody I've heard that's talked said they're afraid to play anything that references a cemetery.
Really?
It's a really cool map.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's like this sort of we did the bleak, like it's a dark, rainy day.
So it's gonna be kind of evening, dusk type. Are we?
Yeah, I
full-blown
don't know what
night?
time of day it actually is. No, it's like evening. It's just like there's a lot of cloud cover and everything, so it's somewhat dark.
Any
It's a little
foggy
spooky.
kind of effect or anything like
Yeah,
that?
there's a little bit of that going on. It's spooky. It's like kind of like it to me, and like having never been to one, I'm just like guessing from what I see from movies. It looks like more of an East Coast style cemetery.
Very goth.
Just like gloomier, yeah, and a little more gothic, and like sometimes you see these movies where it's like the mobster hanging out like in the cemetery watching someone's funeral from afar. I can't think of a specific movie, but it reminds me of one of those cemeteries versus the cemeteries here are like rolling hills and really bright and stuff,
Yeah.
I guess last podcast you brought up U.S. Marshals as a reference to a movie. Was that in reference to the cemetery?
Why did I bring that up? Let's see. Hold on, I don't even remember that movie.
He did bring up Gremlins.
Oh
Gremlins
yeah, Gremlins was
China-
brought up.
Gremlins was Chinatown.
Chinatown.
All
You know
right.
that Chinatown he gets the box from in the beginning?
Yep.
It's a deep one.
Gizmo Easter egg confirmed. That would be cool to find.
What is up? Why did I say U.S. Marshals?
I don't know.
See, these are deep, deep hints that I don't even know. I'm like looking at this one right now. It's like Wesley Snipes. Why did I say U.S. Marshals? It has a train, but the train was in Pack 3. I don't know why I said U.S.
Yeah.
Marshals.
All right, moving on then.
Deep
Weapon
hint, man, I'm
wise,
confused myself. Yeah, weapon wise.
weapon wise, what do we have coming?
Let's see. It's a bunch of stuff.
Bunch of stuff. We got weapons coming.
It's
A
not
bunch of
looking
weapons
about-
coming. That's it.
Okay. All right. So, someone out there has a video up. If you want to look at all the guns, I think someone
Okay.
pulled a lot of them off of CTE. But I can say that my favorite one is coming, which is the dual Scorpions.
Oh yeah. Akimbo.
Yeah.
Akimbo.
All right, Akimbo Scorpions, awesome.
Eat, and
Okay,
yeah,
for-
they're really cool.
Barticle saying for Cemetery, you said National Treasure and the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Okay, that would seem, yeah, that seems right. And then
National Treasure.
Chinatown,
I don't
Gremlins.
recall a Cemetery in National Treasure.
I think there's a Cemetary in National Treasure. I'm pretty sure there is. I only saw it once.
It's actually a decent movie.
What
Not
did I
bad.
give for Alcatraz? Maybe I gave U.S. Marshals for Alcatraz because no. I said Sean Connery. I said some other Sean Connery movie for Alcatraz.
The
U.S.
Presidio?
Marshals, man. Why would I say U.S. Marshals? It's
I don't
bugging me,
know.
man.
Who knows? Was the there's a Ashfielder again with was the Dragunov even considered? He says it's perfect
Gun.
criminal DMR.
I don't know. I don't know how they pick the guns, the designers. I just approve them. I don't know if they considered that one or not. I don't have a ton. I wouldn't say I'm like the most knowledgeable guy when it comes to like the specifics of each gun. I like my guns that I use.
can
That's
we
like
get
me.
sure?
I have my 3 or 4 I stick to, and that's pretty
Right?
much
Like
it.
we have guys that like use all the guns and are crazy gun guys. For me, at work mostly I let those guys do their thing. I focus mostly on the maps and stuff.
All right, so we've got throwable knives. Someone's asking, can we get shurikens and other throwables? Is that in the cards at some point?
I don't know. Ninja stars, man, that might be too much. Might be too
That would
much.
be a little bizarre. Well, no, Chinatown's definitely not in Japan. Two different areas would have been
No,
neat,
it's
but
like in New York. Our influence is like New York's Chinatown. Is probably where we
New York's Chinatown. All right, so
gathered the
not
most reference from as far as like visually, obviously the layout and whatnot are a Battlefield special, but the visual style is more like a New York Chinatown.
gotcha. All right, good stuff. Another question has been coming up. I guess since Betrayal is pretty much the end, so to speak, not the official end. Well, the official end of DLC. What can you give any hints or what you've got cooking aside from that? I know it's been thrown up a lot that we've got the whole vanilla versus premium, where people would really like to get into some of these other maps. Has there been thought along that you can actually talk about as far as introducing more maps to the general population?
I can't really talk about any of that. I can say that it's not like we're releasing Betrayal in March and then
Right.
just like walking away from the game. I'm going to be still doing hardline stuff for a long time. So that's pretty much all I can say though at this point. I mean, until
Yeah.
we get that thing released, we can't even really start talking about anything afterwards.
And have they actually given the release date for it yet? I didn't see.
They
I
just
just
said
heard that it was
March,
coming.
Just said March, yeah.
right? So the
Probably March 17th or something like that, since that's usually a popular day to release stuff for some reason.
we're
Very-
yeah, I'm trying to see where did that blog go? I had the blog up. But yeah, I think they just said March, and like we're the way it works is that when you finish making it, the team that sits here that I work with that makes like the maps and the guns and all the content that you see, when we're all done, we like package the game up, and then it goes through a whole crazy process. Like there's tons of stuff. It's like launching a rocket, right? It's got to go through mission control, and Sony has to sign off, and Microsoft has to sign off, and people that work on back end servers have to do something, and people that do the client end have to do something, and people in Origin have to do something. So we never quite know. Like when we finish, we just kind of turn it over to the machine to get it released. So we're done. I'm done. That's why everybody took the day off. As far as like the main update, like we're still playing. Like I said, the only thing we're playing around with right now is weapon tuning. So
I keep seeing this pop up here in the chat about the Supremacy Coins.
yeah, for Team Deathmatch and for Bounty Hunter, fixed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like really hard to get, and we fixed it.
Okay, so that's good to go now then.
Yeah, we just made it so you have to beat them by like some certain amount, and I actually think we tuned it kind of low just because it had been so hard to get that we just kind of went a little overcorrected it just so people can kind of catch up and get them at this point, knowing that the
Yeah.
game has been out for a year now. And that one, I'm bummed about that one because I never saw it. It never came on my radar, and that's not a mode I play a ton of. Some of that metagame stuff is so like detailed that if no one mentions it, it's hard to notice that something may be off or whatever. So that one we fixed. You'll get those. I'll
All
start
right.
playing Team. Sorry.
This just shot up here from Silver Evans, and I know this has been asked in the past. Pure hot wire. Any plans for that or possibility of seeing that? I would imagine that's kind of like air supremacy.
Yeah, pure hot wire was a thing I tried out on CTE actually. It's like a it'd be like a custom setting. So we're adding all these custom settings to people's servers, and that one we could add. I'm not going to confirm that we're adding it. I can't yet, but we could add that one. We're thinking about it.
Okay, so there you go, Silver
Sorry, it's not
Evans.
like the
It's
best
a
answer ever. Like I'm thinking
yeah,
about
it's
it, but
so it's a
it's
possible
the only answer
possible.
I can give right now.
And you said there are no other game modes coming with the upcoming DLC, right?
We're not doing like
Or
any
did you?
new like game mode rule stuff. Instead, we did like yeah, I wouldn't call anything like specific game mode. We set up like pistols only stuff and melee only stuff. We're gonna put up some like official pistols only servers because it just seems like that fits the fantasy really well, right? A lot of times when you see like
Right.
cops and robbers movies, they're using pistols. Um, so yeah, but we're not doing a sorry, I don't mean to dodge the question. No, the answer is no.
Right. Gotcha. Hey guys, if you got any other burning questions, be sure to throw them up there right now. If we haven't got to them, we're passing over the hour mark, and I know Zach's got family and kids and all that good stuff, so we don't want to keep him here too long on this President's Day in this 80-degree weather when he could be outside.
It's hot.
Do-
It's hot out
Yeah,
there right now.
doing other constructive things. But be sure to throw those questions up right now. Now's go time. If you've got something going or going, I don't even know what I'm saying. If you've got something that's just kind of burning a hole in your pocket, get up there right now. So let's see. Will there be a Play Devs event on the CTE soon? Um,
We could.
it's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
guess
don't
we
see.
could
I
do
don't.
that.
I don't see why not. Yeah,
I wonder
that's the
about these
question.
things. Like who normally like I never worked on like a big before Battlefield Hardline. I never worked on like a big multiplayer game. Who sets these things up? Am I supposed to set these things up? Is it my fault that we don't do enough play with devs? I'm down. I guess I should be organizing it. Like if someone would just like sometimes like Pun will just send me a thing like you want to play? I'm like sure, let's play. And then right there we're gaming with the devs.
Yeah.
I guess I
Yep.
just need to like get my ass in gear and organize it a little bit. I'd rather just do it on regular PC though. Why do it on CT? Let's do it on regular PC so it's easier to get people in there.
Which we had a lot of fun last gaming with the devs
Yeah.
event. That was a very good time. Although I will say, for all of you out there that did participate, moving forward, we're gonna kind of tamp down on spawn camping because that did happen, and I know some people were a little frustrated with that, me included.
Just wrecking people. It's
Yeah,
bad because
exactly.
the problem is that I don't these game and that one was a good one. We got a lot of people, but we've done other game with devs ones with you guys before where we don't get that many people because let's be honest,
No,
like the three of us, we're not like famous. I don't. None of us can
no.
tweet and immediately fill a server, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
If we plan it out and we like promote it up a little bit, we can get some good results. But I don't have it like that. I see people, game devs, that they can just tweet out like I'm on this server and instantly multiple servers fill up trying to play with them. I guess I'm just not that. I'm not that famous yet.
You'll get there, Zach. You'll get there one
Working on
day.
it.
Neither are we.
Yeah. So
People
I'm
on
not
Xbox
seeing.
One don't even believe that I work on the game. I get wrecked. They're just
Yeah,
teabagging.
like who
Quit,
are you?
quit trying to pretend.
Yeah.
Because I like have the dev camo and then I have like a tag that you're only allowed to get if you it's like VISC visceral.
Like you
But they think like
hacker, you're
faking,
not a
like
dev.
I'm fake pretending, and they just wreck me. My gamer
Yeah, I
tag is
should
that
get
is
big
Zachulon. It's the
YouTube.
same as my Twitter name. But I saw someone asking that in the chat, and I'm just gonna answer chat questions. My gamer tag on Xbox One is the same. I gotta remember to make myself appear public. Sometimes I hide myself because it gets to be a little too much on there. I log on there. So I can't fill a server on PC, but I can fill a server on Xbox One. When I get in a server, it's immediately I'm getting hunted. And the worst part is the only people that like care to follow me are really good. So like it just means that every server I get in, I'm getting
You're
wrecked.
getting wrecked.
Yeah. So sometimes I hide my online status just so that I can like go find some noobs, and I want to be the best. Come on.
Nah, I hear you. I hear you. So, I'm not seeing any more pressing questions. I know we spent a good
Answered
half
all
hour.
questions.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody's informed. No questions left. Battlefield
Yeah,
Hardline, #1.
yeah. We covered TTK for a good half hour. So, to
Dude, I
recap,
feel like we got pretty deep there. Like that could be like a
yeah.
GDC talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for any of you that showed up late, TTK is not going to change the game drastically. It's just more or less small weapons tweaks here and there.
Water.
So you
Afford
don't have to
water.
you don't have to worry about the complete implosion of everything. And then other than that, Punisher, Paul, you got anything else?
A couple questions have popped up. Will there be another
Yeah.
betrayal map put on the CTE?
At some point, sure. I don't know if we'll put one up there before
A
we get the
release?
main game out. The thing about I see you the Showtime. Yes. This guy. See, this is what happens. The same guys that wrecked me on Xbox One show up in the chat and remind me. I don't know that we would update CTE before we just get that thing out, because making a CT build involves the same guys that making like a regular game build is. So I'd like, just at this point, I want to get that thing out as fast as we can.
Hey, SnarkX, to answer your question there will not be any changes right now for the consoles.
Are you talking about TTK?
Yeah.
No, we're good. It feels great. If you don't like Battlefield Hardline on the consoles, like how it feels, then you're not gonna like Battlefield Hardline.
So there you go.
We're still gonna tune. We're gonna do small tuning changes, but that's how that game feels, man. I love the way it feels on console.
All right.
Somebody's
so
asking about revolvers. Any chance of getting any revolvers?
my Colt Python knockoff.
Man, it's just never enough with the guns.
Yeah, everybody
like,
loves guns. They want more. They want the M1 Garen's been thrown up there
all
too.
right,
Although
listen,
I'd like to see
hang
that
on,
as
man.
well.
All right, we're gonna go a little long here. I'm gonna talk about guns.
All right,
We're good.
We're gonna, the same as TTK. We're gonna get a little philosophical here.
let's do it.
Here's the deal with guns. If I have a game where I only have 4 guns, like total, like there's 1 shotgun, 1 sniper rifle, 1 assault rifle, and whatever, an SMG, then finding a good niche for each of those guns and finding a good balance between those 4 guns is relatively easy. That's still hard. That's still a thing to figure out. But when there's only 4 factors, it's relatively easy. For me personally, I like games where every gun has a purpose, has a specific use. And so the more guns we add to the game, the smaller those niches get for every gun, right? Like it's harder to have outliers because you're sort of just, you're adding so many guns that there's just multiple guns that can do everything. So even when we first released Hardline, people were upset that there weren't enough guns, which we responded to. We released an insane amount of guns. I'm pretty sure after Pack 4 we're up over 100 guns. They were upset about that, and then they were, just complaining about the lack of variety of those guns. At the same time, they're asking every gun to be tuned for them specifically, where it's like the way you play, certain guns will be good and certain guns will not be good. It doesn't mean that those guns aren't good for me because I might play differently from you. So as far as adding more guns, we may, I don't know, but I feel like we have a ton of guns.
Yeah, there's
And,
a
and
lot
every
of
time
guns
we
in the
add
game
more
now.
guns, people are just like, well, what about more revolvers? What about more SMGs? What about more of this? What about more of that? There's only like, man, at some point, like how many guns? How many guns?
Well, I think what people need to realize is, everybody's got their favorites, and if you throw 200 people into a room, you could have 200 separate favorites right there. I might want to see, the Colt Python. You've got someone else that wants to see the M1, and that's just really, it comes down to the individual. So it gets to a point, like you said, where enough is enough, and if you have much more, then like you said, you're going to lose that niche for each gun. Oh god, Danny just showed up. All right, let's end it. Let's get out of here.
Turn it off.
Everybody shut down.
Oh,
And I'm not against revolvers. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, that question never ends. Like the more guns question, and to me, like, I get that everybody likes guns. It's just it gets a little bit crazy. Like when you're thinking about it from a video game perspective, and you're thinking about it from like a design perspective, and you're trying to balance all these things, and you want to make everyone feel unique and special and good, and have its purpose, and like it gets to be, man, we're got to be up over 100 guns. I'm pretty sure at this point.
There's a lot, and I'm never gonna play them all.
Yeah.
It's just,
I mean, I play them all, but I like you. I tend to go back to the ones that are my favorite. I feel comfortable with them, and some people will say that. You guys know we talk about the P90 all the time. I like the P90 a lot. It's my favorite gun, and some people will tell you, "Oh, the P90 is just not that. It's not that good." But that's the gun I like, and for me, I'm the best with it. My KD is definitely higher when I play with the P90.
Yeah. So yeah, like double 979 just said it perfectly. Game has plenty of guns. Final answer.
Yeah.
There we go.
Gun rant.
So, is there anything out there that we haven't covered that you can kind of drop on us?
No, we talked about,
I don't think I've said the word leak once this entire podcast. This is very atypical. So,
the thing that I was going to leak last time that they leaked instead is, and they just leaked it in a weird way where no one's noticing it, but the company already leaked it, so I guess I can talk about it. So we'll consider this. I'll expand on a leak. It says in this blog, Battlefield Hardline Betrayal is bursting with new experiences. Whether you're customizing your weapons and uniforms with the gun bench, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we had never talked about the uniform part. When we said gun bench, we didn't. Obviously that's like a thing for modifying guns, and I'm not going to get into details about. You're going to play it soon. It's cool. You get to modify your gun. There's like I guess I'll leak a little bit. You get to modify your gun. There's like a test range where you get to like bring targets back and forth and shoot them and test out your gun setup and all that, so you can really dial it in. But the thing that they mentioned there that they leaked that I'm gonna expand on is you also get to customize your uniforms, which is pretty cool. And we just basically let you change colors and shades of different gear that your guy's wearing or whatever. So it's not like we're letting you go in and do anything too crazy where you're putting on like different armor pieces or anything like that.
Cut off pants and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's mostly like a color switcher, which is like okay, not that crazy, but it's really cool and it's fun to use, and Battlefield hasn't really had that before. You usually just pick one set sort of camo, so I'm happy we were able to work that in there. Our engineer just figured out how to do it and was like, hey, we can add this extra thing if you guys want. And we're like, cool, that makes gun bench a little bit better. So hold on, one more thing, because I see people already talking about full pink. There's a thing in the options you can turn off viewing the custom outfits. So if you don't want to see other people's custom outfits, no problem. You can just turn it off and you'll just see the default outfits.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Some people really hate that, the idea of like bright colors and all that stuff. I totally get it. Like if you're one of the people that plays and you're like kind of into the fantasy and it's like cops and robbers and stuff, and then all of a sudden some guy's running by with like yellow pants and a pink jacket. I think that's a bad outfit to use because you're making yourself really easy to see.
Inconspicuous or conspicuous, yeah.
Some people might be into that.
It takes away from the immersiveness.
Yeah.
Right. So you can totally turn it off because it might not be for you, but for me, I really like it, so I'll keep it on.
I want to go back to because you'd mentioned the actual gun bench and the weapons taken out to the range and firing.
Yes,
so what kind of that? Yeah, that was a leak. We're going to have an actual gun range for the gun bench. So what kind of tweaking are you going to be able to do on these?
I'm not talking about that.
so I mean, you talked about camouflage, but all right. So you can't give any more about the.
You'll be able to tweak a variety of settings with your gun to make it feel better for you, and to give it a personal touch, so that people will recognize your awesome style when you gun them down. I saw a cat in the background. You got a dog and a cat back there, lurking around that stripper pole back there. What's up with that?
Yeah. Oh, I do have a cat. Yeah, my the pole fed back there. That's mine. Yeah.
Somebody says they want Chompy buffed.
Chompy. Chompy's OP. It's an alligator.
That's funny.
So yeah, that's the pole fit.
That's what right here, Young's Blood 840. What's up with that name, Young's Blood 840? Where do people get these names? He wants to know about the weapon licenses in the gold battle packs. What about it? They're going to be weapon licenses in gold battle packs. They're pretty rare. We're not making them like super common, but you will occasionally get a weapon license in a gold battle pack.
Will it be weapon specific, or can you choose which one you want it to go to?
Yeah, no, it's like a general. How mean would that be? We should have done it that way.
Just said F2000.
Oh, dude, that would have been so good, man.
A weapon that nobody uses.
We should have done weapon license specific to the guns, and like just give away a ton for like the same gun. Like you're just always getting like, whatever, some pistol weapon license that no one wants to use. Yeah, just all L85 weapon licenses.
Yeah, right.
It's cruel. Very, very cruel.
No, it's like a general weapon license. You can apply it. The idea is that maybe you have like some hot new favorite gun, like you just fell in love with the Uzi and you want to use it on both sides. You can apply it to any gun you want. Or pistols, people don't get as many kills with the pistols. So you can apply it to pistols if you really like a pistol that's on one side. That kind of thing.
Cool deal.
All right. Pun, you got anything else?
No, I think that's it. I'm
I think
pretty happy with all the news, to be honest with you.
I know. I'm very pleased with the gun bench news and the little hint about the gun range. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. So and is that being released with the next DLC then? Is that
gun bench and the range on it? Yeah. Yep.
So sometime in March you get your gun bench. I know everybody's excited about that. That's
March.
And again,
you guys know Heath. Heath has a birthday on March 30th, and I promised him it'll be before his birthday.
It will be before his
birthday. We're really narrowing it down.
Yeah.
And just to reiterate what we covered earlier, this is not the end. Yeah. Zach said that he will be continuing work on Hardline well after this last DLC drop. So
I'll be around. You can keep harassing Twitter.
Yeah, more good things to come, right?
I will go ahead and Zach, I'll get with you about sometime maybe in the next couple of weeks doing another CT dev or a dev game event.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys just want to do it on like Friday or whatever, like it's kind of easy for us now.
Yeah, we'll get the feel for how CTE is if we think we can populate a CTE server. I mean,
yeah.
All right, good. I was about to say, I'm glad that you just went with that because I don't want to deal with that headache. So
I just want to play.
What we'll need to do is get a server though, so we're not.
I can apparently. My man Braddock can hook me up with a server anytime I want. I just need to give him a couple days notice. So if you guys want to sync up on Monday, or today is Monday, huh? If you guys want to sync up like tomorrow, we can send him a little message and get it all set up. We should play Blood Money.
Yes.
I agree.
Love some Blood Money.
I agree.
So, all right, guys, think about that on CT or on Friday. I keep saying CT. God. On Friday, we'll look at doing a game event with the devs. So.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out tomorrow. That way we're not. You're gone.
I'll be in Florida hanging out with Chompy this coming Friday, so you all for sure enjoy. Zach, as always, thank you for coming out. It's been great talking to you. Thank you for talking TTK with us.
Thanks, Shaq.
Yeah, thank you, Shaq.
Great input today, Shaq. We appreciate it.
Shaq and Zach. The Shaq and Zach show. So
we have the same
appreciate that. Thank you all for coming out and watching this DRMB podcast. We appreciate it greatly. And again, follow us on Twitter. Be sure to check in for details about this upcoming Play with the Dev match. And Pun, as always, thanks for running this and throwing your valuable input in as well. Aside from that, we'll look to have you on in the future at some point, Zach, maybe after the next DLC drops so we can talk about that. I'm sure people have questions then. Other than that, thanks for coming out.
Sweet. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Zach. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys. Be good.